Hello friends, my name is Isabel Delali and I welcome you here on this channel. So this is the second episode of the chronicles of my false accusations that were made against me in the supported living unit where I was working. I was doing weekends or Friday nights, waking nights shift. Okay, so for those of you who didn't have a chance to watch the first episode, please go ahead and watch the first episode in order to give, in order to have a background to the chronicles of these false accusations. Okay, so I'm going to start with, so when I first started, of course, I was working with a lovely colleague. The shift went well because we did work as a team, and that really made a difference. It really helped, right? And then obviously eventually, this colleague moved on because moved to a different unit, or we call them projects, right? So he moved to a different project. So therefore that meant that, I had to have another colleague to do the waking night shift with, because the waking night shift in the project, the unit where I worked, there must be two staff on shift per night, right? So this new staff that I was working with, she was lovely too. She was lovely. She was very supportive. She was very compassionate, and we work as one team. I think that's where the key, that's very key, isn't it? Working as a team. When you're working, in environments, such as supported living, care homes and stuff like that, we need to do teamwork, and we need to be supportive of one another and caring. Right, so this colleague was very caring. She was very supportive. Unfortunately, when COVID hit, end 2019, 2020, when COVID hit, we were still working together, although difficult. However, when COVID vaccine was discovered, then the company put pressure on everyone to have to get vaccinated. So I didn't have a problem with that. So I got vaccinated. But this lovely colleague that I was doing the shift with didn't want to vaccinate. So therefore that meant that she couldn't continue working there, and she couldn't continue doing the shift, obviously, with me. So that meant, therefore, that I had to have another colleague. So this colleague in question is the bully. So she came from another unit, right? So she came from another unit, and well, the Friday night we started doing the shift together. So Friday shift, I'll get there, just before 9. Sometimes I'm slightly late or early, so so that we can do the handover, get handover from the day staff. So this colleague who just, returned to the unit where I was working, my goodness, let's just call her F. So my colleague F, who is the instigator of all these false accusations, allegations, and like a slandering, someone wanting to kind of drag your name in a mud. That's how it was. That's how it was felt really for me. So when she arrived, Friday night shift again, that, because mainly I was doing the Friday night shift, and then I was doing Saturday night, every other Saturday night shift. I've always done every other Saturday night shift. And then when she came, then that shift got taken away from me. I had no say in that, and it was given to her. I said, that's fine, whatever decision was taken, I didn't have a problem with that. But the problem was where by this colleague, instead of, there was no teamwork, there was no team effort at all. I noticed that working with her was completely different. Oh, tension. It was completely different. but I said to myself, come on, Isabel, you're only here, you know, Friday night, doing Friday night with her. So don't worry about it. Get on with your shift. And that's exactly what I did. So although there were, every now and then there will be tension, you know, things that she's not happy with. You know, she's used to doing the tasks in a certain ways and she wants to do it that way. And, you know, those little things were just causing even more frustrations. Let's put it that way. So, like, you know, even sharing the task was a problem, because I said to myself, you know, I don't mind what she, you know, which of the tasks she does, but she keeps to herself. And in the end, she started accusing me that, you know, I wasn't supporting her, that I wasn't doing the task that I meant to do. And then, you know, goodness me, there was just so much. So just to give you, you know, a little background. So from the moment I started up until when these incidents, you know, happened, I had changed. I had 3. Yeah. So I worked with, the first one who left and went to another unit, and then this lovely colleague. Yeah. And then now, you know, this awesome bully. Yeah. So it was terrible. It was terrible. That's why I said in one of my videos that, you know, to be bullied by another woman. When I say woman, because, you know, on the shift we talk about children. She's got 2 boys. So I've got 3 kids, you know, 2 girls and a boy. So we'll talk about our children. We'll talk about, you know, life in general, right? And for that person to kind of, you know, just turn around and turn against you completely, it was just, it was the most awful experience. And as I said, I'll never forget, you know, I'll come on a shift, you know, with one purpose only, to complete the task that I'm meant to do. And, you know, just pray that the day, you know, that the night goes well, and then next day I go home peacefully. That's how it has been until Friday, 29th of April 2022. So I'm going to stop it here, otherwise it's getting too long, and I'll continue next time. Take care of yourself.